announcements, but we have so many people. We are blessed to have so many people in the auditorium to hear our concerts tonight. I might ask, if you don't mind, we are blessed to have Rabbit Television. We have cameras all around that are going to be recording. So if you would just double check that cell phones might not go off during the performance, that would be super helpful. It's important to them that they have a great recording of their performance, and it might be a distraction and cause an old guy to get distracted in the middle of it. So if you wouldn't mind muting or turning your phones off, that would be fantastic. We're going to start in about 2 minutes. I don't want to leave anyone out, and we're trying to get people in from the foyer. So we'll get started with this group, then we'll make a few announcements as the other group is transitioning onto the stage, and I promise you we'll get you out as quick as we can. And we have the air conditioner on blast. So we're trying to cool it off as much as we can. Give us about a minute and a half and we'll get this party started. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jolly old St. Nick on the stage before you. Maybe the largest group we've had in some time. We had hoped to get behind the curtain and close that. That's not going to happen with this many students. This is fantastic. We have 131 beginners sitting on stage, and there's 133 in the class. Very, very proud of these young ladies and gentlemen. I have a few shout outs really quick. I want to point out some guest performers. We must be famous worldwide because we have guest performers that ask to perform with us. So let me point them out very quickly. Austin Head, who's a student at Northwestern, becoming a band director. Mackenzie Huffman, who substitutes this band when we're gone. And this name everybody will know. Mr. Andrew Allday. And by the way, Mr. Allday not only is learning saxophone, he's a beginner, he also assists with the soccer team, he's the advanced and math teacher, and he composed pieces for the high school band that we played in the stands, and he helped Mr. Hale with percussion. Good thing he's not busy, huh? So, let me make sure I don't miss anyone. Let me look. I gotta find him. Oh, there he is. And my beginner, this is gonna tell on me, and their principal, Mr. Colby Boyce. So, let me show off some individual skills now. We are going to perform for you some individual features. I'm going to begin with our flutes. They are playing my favorite song. My mother sang this to me. I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus. And next, ladies and gentlemen, our clarinets that'll be playing Rudolph the Red-Haired Reindeer. Rudolph the Red-Shoe Reindeer? Oh, it's Rudolph the Red something the reindeer. Here we go. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to change it to a little swing here. We're going to have our saxophones playing. All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. Oh, no, I'm saving the basses, but thank you. Basses, I hadn't forgotten. See, I forget the bass clarinets every day. Not today. I'm saving y'all. Here we go. Very good. Thank you, saxophones. Now, I saved the bass clarinets for a reason. We didn't have a feature because we haven't had a beginning bass clarinet section, these two young ladies over here, in 5 years. So they came to me and said, we want to play our own feature. So they worked on something all their own. They are going to perform for you Silent Night. Bass clarinets. And last but certainly not least, we're going to have our percussion performing Little Drummer, No Longer Boy, People. Little Drummer, People. So here we go, percussion. Very good percussion. Okay, while the percussion they're setting up, we're going to perform a new selection that Mr. David Thompson, Mr. T, are you here? Where are you? I know he's here. Mr. Thompson came to me and said, hey, let's introduce a new piece of music. And I said, oh, that'd be super cool. Because it's hard to find music for beginners. So he wrote a selection called Up on the Housetop. Well, you know, we can't just do things like they're written. So I said, well, he wrote some cool stuff in here. So we have 3 individuals I want to point out. First, Logan. They call him Wolverine, if that tells you anything. Logan, wave your hand. Logan, wave. That's Logan. He's going to be the reindeer. You're going to hear the hooves. And we tease him about having all the reindeer at his house. And then we have, all of these kids end up with nicknames. This is Gunter, but we call him Gunter. So this is Gunter, and Gunter is going to be playing slide whistle for all of you. And last but certainly not least, the tallest member of our band, Caroline in the back. And what makes that special to me, my sister's name was Caroline. And there was a song that came out about her, and I hated it because my mom said, well, that was her song. And it went something like, Sweet Caroline. Yeah, that was the song, and I could not stand that song. I just could not stand that song. Hey, and I want you to know, I didn't tell them to do that. I was singing it to them one day, and they did that, and I was like, no, it haunts me my entire life. All right, here we go, up on the housetop. Now you see why we picked Gunter. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue while the percussion are setting up. We're going to continue with our brass features so we can show these brass. And I also want to say, before we go any further, we'll do the brass and we'll play our last tune. Boy, what you, this community, and the parents have done to make this happen is incredible. 131 of you, 131 students, almost all of you've provided instruments, you've supported the program. Mr. Sanders said it the other night. How about the high school marching band this year? Woo. Woo. And for all of my beginner parents, that's what you've got to look forward to. That's what these young ladies and gentlemen are going to do. So we are super proud. We are super thankful to every one of you for the support of our program, the arts here in Atlanta. So let's continue with our features. I'm going to have my trumpet players play Jolly Old St. Nick. Very good, trumpets, thank you. And next, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have our French horns playing Jingle Bells. That's very good, French horns, very good. And next we'll have our euphoniums or baritones. Let me make sure I've got that correct. We're going to play Up on the Housetop. Here we go, baritones. Very good, baritones. And next we will have our trombones. And the original name, they wanted me to say this, so I'm going to say it. The original name of trombone was not trombone. It was sackbut. And imagine I could get kids to play one of those things, right? But wait till you hear them. They're very good. Here we go with some Frosty the Snowman. Very good, trombones. And last but not least, and thank you to all the parents this year. There are 15 of you that went and bought new pickup trucks because somebody had to carry the tubas. So thank you. Tubas, and we call them the king of our instruments, so they will be playing Good King Wenceslas. Very good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, people say I talk too much, but I had to give them time to set up. We're going to close the program with something you all know, Jingle Bells. Thank you for coming, and we hope you stay and listen to the rest of the groups. They're fantastic.
Hello? Hello? Hi. Good evening. My name is David Thompson, and this is the AMS Concert Band, and we're going to begin our portion of the concert. We're going to begin with Santa the Barbarian, fast, loud, everything that middle school kids like to play. Hope you enjoy. Hi. That was a little different, wasn't it? Excuse me, I got choked up a little bit. We're going to continue on with something a little more traditional that most of you probably will recognize. Ding Dong Merrily on High, which is based on an old French Christmas carol. All right. We're going to close our portion with Rockin' Through the Snow, but I want to say thank you to everyone who came out to support your students and the band program. We wouldn't be able to have the success that we have here in Atlanta, Texas without your support. I know it's a busy time of the year. There's programs, there's all sorts of stuff going on. So thank you for taking time out of your night to come spend a night of music with us. Thank you. This is Rockin' Through the Snow.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Symphonic Band portion of tonight's concert. We are going to open with something a little different as well. It's called The Abominable Snowman Chase, and we have a running joke because forever I was calling it the Abdominal Snowman Chase. I've never seen a snowman with abs, but I bet it's quite impressive. All right, here we go. That's a fun piece. Like Mr. T said earlier, fast, loud. I mean, what more do they want? I mean, fast and loud. We're going to continue on. Our next piece is Frosty's Caribbean Holiday. So it's a fun take on Frosty the Snowman. And while percussion is kind of moving around, I'd also like to point out that this group in particular, my eighth graders, throw a hand up in the air, which is most of this group. Their sixth grade year was the shutdown, the quarantine year. This group in particular only had a half-year instruction. These eighth graders, you'd never be able to tell, can you? They are awesome. They are awesome, and they work so hard. So proud of these guys. All right, Frosty's Caribbean Holiday. Hope you enjoy it. Well, that would go a lot. This would go a lot smoother if I could remember how to mute and unmute the mic. We hope you enjoyed that one. That one is probably, it's climbing to the top. The last one that we're going to do is my favorite, but Frosty's it's climbing up the top of my list. That one's a fun one. Before we do our last piece, which is a Festival of Carols, and it's a really neat piece, and you're going to hear all these snippets of different carols kind of going on at the same time. I would like to take a minute and introduce or acknowledge the students who made the 2021 All-Region Band. Let's see, we went, when was that? November 18th. I took them to New Boston, and they competed against 15 other area schools. And we had 39 students earn a spot in the All-Region Band, which is super impressive because, y'all, they do that all on their own. I kind of force them into it in the beginning. And tell them, no, you're good enough. You're going to try out. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. And then I kind of test them on it from time to time. But the work that they put into it and the spot that they earn is solely them. They do that. And I'm so proud of these guys. So if you made All Region, would you please stand? Let me get out of the way. And I have to say, I don't brag a lot, but we did have the most in that All-Region Band by a lot. We had Atlanta represented very, very well. So yeah, another bragging point. So if you are a 7th grader, remain standing. If you're a 7th grader and made the All-Region Band, remain standing. Y'all, this is big. If they're a 7th grader, they only had 1 year as a beginner and they make All-Region Band. That's huge, that's huge. If you made first chair, remain standing. Nice. We have an 8th grader and a 7th grader. That's big. Now the biggie, if you made it 2 years in a row, stand back up. Good for you, congratulations. Good for you. Thank you, guys. Like I said, I see the potential in them, and I say, guys, you need to try out. I think you need to do it. But they take that and they run with it, and I'm proud. I know you're proud. Give them one more round of applause. So proud of these guys. All right, so we are going to conclude our portion and tonight's concert with a Festival of Carols. We hope you enjoy. Did they stand? Oh, we even practiced. Row 4, stand. Row 3, stand. Row 2, row 1. The Symphonic Band. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. From our band family to yours, have a happy holiday. Y'all be safe going home. Thank you so much.